What up, Pure Guts? Week 6. It's been a while. Sorry, boys. Apologize in advance for lack of podcasts. I know you guys torn up about it. I've been getting zero texts reminding me to do it, and zero feedback on them as well, which is always good. But I do this for me mostly anyways, but either way, I don't think it's been missed, but let's get to it. This is going to be fast. I've said it before. I probably say it every time. This is going to be fast. I'm a little better prepared than last time. Week 1 was a disaster. I bombed, as they say in the comedy world. Bombed. That's okay. Got a couple interviews lined up. Hopefully it shakes up the way I'm hoping it to. Here we are a minute in, and I'm rambling already. So let's get to it. Week 6. Great season so far. Started off low scoring. Things are starting to heat up a little bit, especially for a few teams. I mean, Reggie, Mangold, those guys are just they're popping them off at a pretty decent clip right now. 150s, 160s, boom, 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 boom. What can you do? What can you do? You gotta have a big game to beat those guys. But let's start it off with a quick recap of the previous 5 weeks of trades that have happened, which one just happened today as well. Big quarterbacks getting dealt by the fist this week. Breeze, Smith, top 5 guys, gone. Breeze, 2, Mangold, 4, Cousins, and a first. Late first. 15th overall, as Reggie would say. Beautiful. Anyways, earlier on the season, there was Sassy traded Newton, Big Cam, to the Prugs for, I believe, a first this year and a first next year. We got C-Mac to Briz from Michael Thomas, plus a first Briz got there. Got caught up in the Chris Thompson, the world of Chris Thompson. We dropped a 40-point night. Oh, 7 touches a game. Tevin Coleman for Dalvin Cook. After Dalvin went down, Miracle's just building. We will rebuild. It's happening. Lamar Miller, V-Wall for Ross and Shepard. I think there's a pick in there too. Hyde and Ingram to P for ODB, which kind of surprised a lot of people. Just, Pollock, what can you say? He's going for it every year. That's all you can say. He's going for it. Kind of like I'd be going for the 10 out of 10 at the bar. Not a lot of expectations, but got to give him credit for going for it. Anyways, that's pretty much all the trades. Oh, yeah, Alex Smith. And a 2019 first to V-Wall for Big Ben in his first this year. I can't really explain myself in these trades. I think sometimes I just feel the need to pull the trigger on something. And I love me those picks. Probably not the best idea to trade Breeze, and he accepted it real fast. Not even a hesitation, which tells me I probably could have got a bit more. But I got high hopes for Cousins, not just going forward in the future, but I think this year, he starts picking it up. Anyways, updated power rankings. I'm going to go through this real quick here. We're at 4:20 here. We're gonna blaze through this 20-minute podcast. Don't worry about it. Updated power rankings, almost the halfway point, not quite, but enough of a sample size here to get the big picture. Number 1, we have a change. I've got Reggie back in the spot he was in most of last year. He's up 1 spot from the preseason rankings. It's Reggie. He's just loaded. He's loaded for now, loaded to go. Big names. AJ's coming up big. He's fantastic. Number 2, I got Kenton. Both guys 5-0. Kenton's right there. And I got Tiers too. That's where I draw a tier after these two. Kenton's up 2 spots from the preseason rankings. I had him higher than I think a lot of people would have preseason. I had him at 4. He's doing it. He's got depth, and he's got his running backs just carrying the load, just putting up big points. He hasn't scored less than 134 points all year long. I mean, it's a recipe for a lot of W's. The only question mark for him, I think, is maybe wide receiver, but he's got enough, solid performers there that if his big boy running backs are coming to play, he's gonna be in the hunt every week. Highest scoring team in the league. And you got myself. I was 3rd in the preseason rankings. I'm still 3rd, I feel. That was before the Breeze trade. I don't think that drops me down too much. Like I said, I'm high on Cousins, but anyways, solid wide receiver core. Here's the biggest drop. Lotto. Well, not the biggest drop. Second biggest drop, but up in the top half, it's the biggest drop. Lotto. He was the preseason number 1, the champ. You got to beat the champ to be the champ. But I feel like he's, Zeke going down. Cooper's just been, terrible, dropping balls. His target share's down. But I do think he's going to pick it up. I think I have him in my DraftKings this week. But number 5, I got Ham. He's up 1 spot. He's just a solid. I just got him down as a solid contributor across the board. His team is solid everywhere. Number 6, I got Democracy. He's down 1. So Ham and Democracy have swapped. I got Nuke and DJ question mark. So it's not so much looking forward like later this year when guys start coming back from injuries or guys are banged up. But you have to take into account that eagle is just perched on that ledge, and what DJ could be back for the playoffs. So for our playoffs, so keep that in mind. He's got a solid squad though. Mariota's got to stay healthy. Powers at 7. He's creeping up there. He's up 1 spot at 7. He's got some studs on there. Great running backs. Howard Gordon combination. Dak, Julio. Braid, picked up Braid earlier in the year. Which reminds me, I think that's a trade I missed. He did trade for Braid, but anyways. He's just a solid team. Number 7. Number 8, the Prugs. Tough to rank the Prugs. Picked up Cam. He's got solid wide receivers despite some underperformers in that group. But all in all, he's just he's got Lynch and Gore back there. Got a retirement home in the running back stable, but they're still putting up some digits, and it's just a sort of a solid team. He's just got a solid team, and then going forward, picking up ODB in the bench, that's just fantastic. Okay, so there you go. There's my first interview right there. Just checking in. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, producer just let me know that we will be having both 5-0 teams later for interviews. Number 9, Pollock. Up 7 places. Wow. I forgot about the tiers. So Reggie and Kenton I had in tier. I had Fist, Lotto, and Ham in the next tier, that second tier. Then I had Democracy and Powers in the same tier. Prugs, Pollock, and the number 10 ranked guy, Russ. But Pollock is he's making a splash. I love it. I ripped him for the deal. A few people did. Obviously we all know the deal. I just have to refer to it as the deal. But the ODB trade, I think if he shopped around a bit more instead of negotiating with one guy, maybe he did. I don't know. But I'm guessing he could have got something else, a bit more. But having said that, he's picked up a couple of runners. who, if healthy, especially in Hyde's case, can put up some big numbers. And that's now. That's not waiting for ODB to come back next year. So, I don't blame him for it. And obviously it just makes him better now. And you can never blame a guy for doing a trade that does that, in my mind. Behind his back you can, but, anyways. Number 11, Baylog, the lowest dropper, the biggest dropper in the league. 4 slots down. He was at 7. He's now at 11. He's got A-Rod. He's got Montgomery, who's always banged up. Good player, though I like him. And this is pretty much it. Number 12, slots. He's down 1 slot. He's got Evans, Duke Johnson, Jordan Reed. He's got some pieces. I think he still has Bryant. But until luck comes back, he's in the bottom quarter of the league. Sassy at 13, the lowest division winner, or the lowest division leader at 13th place. The guy's won all 3 of his games while scoring 122 points or less. So, bit of a bit of smoke and mirrors, you might say, with Kev. But that's 13th for a division leader. What does that tell you about the the Northwest? Anyways, 14, Miracle. And by the way, the tier was drawn after Slaughter and Chair. They were in a little tier there. Now we're in the bottom tier. Sassy, number 14, Miracle. We will rebuild. Now, having said that, Fournette, Watson, Williams, Ingram, couple others, Cook, right? He's got some rookies, some good rookies, highly touted rookies. He's living up to his name. Let's just say it. Like, he's doing great. I think, especially the way Fournette's playing. I mean, not that we didn't think he could. I knew he could. It's just I was always worried about the injuries and the hype, but he's living up to it. And then some. 180 yards last week. So, good for Miracle. I mean, if anybody's happy to be at that 14th slot, I'm sure he's fine with it right now. Number 15. He was 15 before. He's 15 now. 5 to 10. I think the trade hurt. I mean, the preseason trade there for Cutler has just been terrible. Just brutal. And it was Jordan Matthews. I mean, it is what it is. But he picked up C-Mac. I think he did well in that trade. So he's kind of redeemed himself a bit. He picked up a first and C-Mac in that deal. So, and C-Mac's picking it up. But anyways, 15 you are, Drew. 15, buddy. And then number 16, pulling up the rear. Did pick up the number 1 quarterback in fantasy, though, this week. So things could change. It's just not a lot of help there behind him. Hilton's doing what he can, and he might even get better when luck comes back. But, yeah, I mean, 16th, bro. It's okay. You got your first for next. Oh, no way, you don't. Bah! No, just bugging you. You got yourself a damn good quarterback there. I mean, when is the last time you've seen a number 1 ranked quarterback in the league get traded for a first-round pick? Never. People don't believe in Alex Smith. They hear Alex Smith and they think of game manager. They think, middle of the pack. Not so. That offense is stout. No, that's not the right word, but that offense is efficient. It's a high-powered offense. That's a great offense. And he's at the helm, and he knows what everyone's doing. He's got it. He's just locked in. He's locked in, and I think I don't see any change in his fantasy output. You know, I think that he's a top 5 guy this year. So to get that for a first round pick, and a guy who threw 5 picks last week, in an aging, soon to retire Big Ben, it's not that bad of a deal. I don't think it's a bad deal at all, actually. Anyways, that's the rankings. That's the updated power rankings. On to the All-Pro team. 5 weeks in. We used to do this on the site, and obviously I haven't done it for years, but it's time to do it, man. Why not? Up to the to-date All-Pro team. 2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, 5 wide receivers, and 2 tight ends. Didn't bother with the defense or the kicker yet or now. We're on a time crunch here. We're keeping this under a half an hour this time. Quarterbacks, all pro, through 5 weeks. Just mentioned him, Alex Smith, B-Wall, 32.9 points per game. I just said everything I wrote down about him. I don't see it slowing down. He's running an efficient offense, and they're just kicking butt and taking names. The second quarterback, all pro, Deshaun Watson from Miracle. Now, obviously, you could have had honorable mentions. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. They're fantastic. They're playing fantastic. But I thought I wanted to put Deshaun in here, give him some props because he's killing it for a rookie who didn't even start the season as a starter, averaging 29.7 points a game. He's making Stafford expendable, truly. And he's part of the rebuild that we will rebuild is embarking on right now, and he's at the helm. He's going to be he's a great player. So, anyways, he made the All-Pro team. And Alex Smith is the number one ranked quarterback. Deshaun Watson's number 4, but he's cracked the All-Pro team. Running backs. Top 2 guys, the big gunners, the reason that Mangold is 5-0, Hunt and Gurley. Kareem Hunt just blasting into this league like like a laser beam cutting through 16-inch steel. The guy's balance. He's not the fastest. He's not the most powerful. He's not the quickest. He's got great hands. He doesn't fumble, and he has great vision, and he has elite balance. That's my scouting report on Kareem Hunt. I wish I would have thought that before the draft. Could have had him at 7, but I picked OJ. Not that I don't think OJ is going to be a Hall of Famer, because I do. But could have had Kareem Hunt. Could have had C-Mac and Kareem Hunt for the next 19 years in the lineup. But Mangold does great draft pick. What can you do? Give him props. 5-0. 5-0. Just building. Just team building. Through the draft. Doesn't make a lot of deals. Just building that roster. It's deep. Number 3 for the running backs. And actually, they ended up being 1, 2, 3 in our rankings. It's not always going to go like that with the All-Pro team. I'd like to pick little gems like that might not be the highest ranked guy, like Deshaun Watson, but got to get him in there. But Fournette, part of the rebuild. I mentioned this earlier. Like Watson, it's a piece that Miracle can build around, and as long as that guy stays healthy, he's a battering ram, and he's going to get 40 to 75 touches a game. Apparently, he's got 5 TDs, I think. 5 rushing TDs, I know that, through 5 weeks. So this rebuild, man, it's happening quicker than expected. It's, props to you, big boy. Wide receivers. Nuke. Granny, 20.7, number 1 wide receiver in the game. and it's a bit of a resurgence for him. Like he's had some bad quarterback play in his career, and here he is. He gets Deshaun, and Deshaun likes him, and he looks to him, and he throws it to him, and if it's within a school bus of Hopkins, it's going to get caught. So, boom goes the dynamite. AJ is great. We all know he's great, but I just love that AJ is killing it. Because he doesn't get the love that the Julios and the Browns get, but he's just as good, and he's putting up numbers like they are. So, props to AJ, props to Kami. Had him since day one. Antonio Brown, can't not put Antonio Brown on the All-Pro team. Nothing needs to be said. He's just a stud. Chris Hogan. Chris Hogan cracks the All-Star team. 5th-ranked wide receiver. Filled in for Edelman and Moore. He's a touchdown machine. Bigger than Edelman. I think this guy's going to be putting up points here for a little while. A little bit. Obviously, Brady trusts him, and that's all you need. Just be white and gain Brady's trust, and you're gold. And then my 5th All-Pro wide receiver, who's actually the 10th-ranked wide receiver in our league, is comeback player of the year candidate Keenan Allen. The guy's talented. The guy gets a lot of targets, catches balls. Plays for a bad team. He's going to put up some numbers. Keenan Allen, man. Good for him. Good for Hammer for sticking with him. Through the injuries, 2 in a row, I believe. Two massive season-ending injuries in a row. So good for him. I hope he plays a full 16. Catches 100 balls. Tight end. Number 1, number 2 tight ends. I think there's a tier. Well, obviously Gronk's in there too. Let's be honest. But numbers-wise, those 3 are right there. And it's Ertz and Kelce. Kelce's with Mangold 5-0. Just doing his thing. He's just a stud. Gets his targets. He's just a stud. And then Ertz. Ertz is shaping up to make a nasty quarterback tight end combo for the champ, who happens to be the Eagles fan. That's pretty sick. Wentz is killing it, and his favorite target is Ertz, who's obviously killing it. And Tupper has them both, so props to you. And props to everybody in the All-Pro team. So here we are. Make a great time. Let's get to the interview. Just going to get Cindy to... Ducky. You getting him?
Shaw Cable, Kenton/Mangold speaking.
Oh, look at that. How many customers have you pissed off answering the phone like that in the last 5 minutes?
Only four, but they all understood once I explained what I was doing.
Beautiful.
Just waiting for an interview. They all understood.
Beautiful. Taking time off work to talk to the Fist. Now that's a true GM right there. I appreciate it, buddy.
Well, I don't know about time off work, but here I am, buddy.
Getting
I'm
big.
getting paid right now.
Make that money. Make that money. Okay, I'm going to keep this quick. I got a couple questions for you, bruh. And you haven't been prepped on any of these. Usually guys get a little prep, but you're going to be flying off a wing here.
Oh, I can improv. Hit me.
I know you can. You know your stuff. Just want to say congrats on the 5-0 start out of the gate here. You must feel great. The question I have for you is, you have sort of taken a traditional approach to your team in terms of management. You're sort of taking a Ted Thompson approach. I've written down here. Build through the draft. Trust your scouting department. As opposed to someone that has, put Reggie out there because he's the other guy at 5-0 who's sort of made some big deals, acquired some guys, sort of like a Yankees style, managing strategy. Talk about patience and trust in your scouting, and just generally what you think it takes to build a winner.
Well, I'm glad you asked me that, Fist. And you're absolutely right. That was my plan all along. It goes back to a couple of years ago, actually, when I really had to make the call. I kind of was floundering, going back and forth, and just being a bubble team. And I decided to pull the trigger on a massive deal and trade a star, trade Antonio Brown. It was really, really hard to do that. But that's what really set me up for success moving forward. I was able to do, like you said, I was able to build through the draft. That netted me Winston and Gurley, as well as just being patient with guys like Devontae Adams and whatnot. And, Kareem Hunt ain't hurting my cause too much either, let me tell you. But you're absolutely right. I'm not the type to go in and make big splash deals, other than maybe Drew Brees. But yeah, no, you're right. That's the way I've gone about it. And kudos to Reggie for going, like you said, the opposite way. There's definitely multiple ways to do this, but you nailed my way, and that's what I'm going to continue just plugging away, continue building through the draft, and try and sustain the success as long as I can.
And I think too that that's the reason that you're deep too. You're deep. You hang on to those guys. You don't package away guys to get one kind of thing, which it's hard not to do. A lot of guys, like myself, I'm a quick trigger finger. I'm always looking for the next deal. But props to you for going about it and being patient, man. It's paying off.
It is a tough road. I get hammered with offers a lot of the times, and some really good offers that I have to bite my tongue and just not pull the trigger on, in hopes of what you're saying, good depth and a championship roster head to toe.
There you go. You mentioned them before. Just talk about the emergence and this budding star that is Kareem Hunt, as well as the resurgence of Todd Gurley, as you've got this workhorse backfield that's just a huge part of your success this year. Just talk about these guys. Talk about these two guys.
Those two guys. Those are the heartbeat of the Mangoldians right there. Those two guys. Don't know where I'd be without them. It was funny. You should have seen the difference of offers for Gurley I got at the start of next year as opposed to the end of last year. And I made the right call hanging on to him, obviously. But Gurley has just been a stud. I was confident after his rookie year, and just watching him, you just see the talent. It's dripping. It's obvious, and you just knew once they kind of got their crap together with the new coach and get that rookie quarterback Goff going that he was going to bounce back. I was pretty sure of it. And Hunt, well, I'll be honest, I didn't think come draft day the Spencer Ware injury was there, and I didn't think I was going to land Kareem Hunt when he fell to me. I didn't need to think more than half a second. It was unbelievable. I thought it was going to be Mike Williams, the injured Chargers receiver, but. Miracle passed on Hunt, and I couldn't be more thankful for it. No
doubt. But you obviously couldn't have predicted, 45 points in week one, and the guy's just been he's been better than advertised.
Yeah, it wasn't a knock on Miracle. I was going to be happy to take Mike Williams with that pick, but turned out okay for me.
Yep. Okay. So your upcoming schedule. I mean, you're 5-0 now, so. You have a legitimate shot at an undefeated season here. I've been looking at your schedule. Do you think about it? Do you look ahead? Now, honestly, are you sitting there looking at your schedule, looking ahead? Is this something that's in your mind, or are you going to take the sort of generic answer here? No, we're worried about this week kind of thing.
I'm as cliche as you can get, buddy. I definitely have not looked at my schedule. I have no idea who I'm even facing. I don't even know who I'm facing this week. I just focus on my own roster. I just try and put the best field on the team every week, and then when I look at the scoreboard on Sunday, that's when I finally see who I'm playing.
Listen to this douche, man. Come on. This. Hey, I'll help you out here. You got Mikey. You got the Prugs. You've got Sassy. You've got Rebuild, and you got me, Slaughter, and Briz. You've got a road here. There's not too many bumps on the road here, buddy. But anyways, I'll leave it alone. Take the high road. Final question here.
Sure, go ahead.
If there is a weakness on your squad, it has to be at wide receiver. and I wouldn't even call it a weakness. It's just picking the weakest point of an Olympic wrestler kind of thing. Any plans to shake things up despite the hot start? Possibly pick up a wide receiver.
Especially with the squad, the way the squad's shaping up, I'll definitely be looking to. I've already did a little moving and shaking today to improve the squad. But you're right, receiver is definitely a position I'd be looking to upgrade if there would be one. And yeah, I'll be looking to do that. I'm not going to sell the farm or nothing because I do have some quality guys. Sneaky pickup. Somebody dropped Danny Amendola, and he's been quite serviceable to help that wide receiver squad. This is another body to help out there. But absolutely, and if anyone's listening, open for business, just not for Hunter Gurley.
Oh, that's good stuff, buddy. Okay, bro. I appreciate the time. Get back to work. Go fix somebody's internet, and we'll talk to you. We'll see you in a few weeks, buddy, because that's going to be a clash.
Oh, yeah, you betcha. Hey, I appreciate you having me on, Fist. Always a good time, man. Thanks a lot.
Okay, later, buddy.
Bye now.
Okay, classy. What do you expect? Nothing less. Classy. Now, the other end of the spectrum. It's time for Communications 101. I could just feel my wife smiling at me like, what a geek. What a geek. Okay. All right. The People's Champ. People's Champ. Actually doing pretty good for time here. 31:45. Not too bad. Communications. Yo.
What is up?
What's going on? Communications, man. We're back.
Kicking it.
What are you up to, buddy? How you doing?
Up with the boys and primed and ready to go.
Nice. Okay, I'm going to get right into this, brother. You ready?
Yeah, born ready.
It kind of feels like deja vu all over again. It seems like a repeat of last year, like the communications episodes of last year. I got some similar questions because you're in a similar position. 5-0, team's kicking butt. You're doing well.
Well, I know it's deja vu. Undefeated season last year and then ended in heartbreak in the playoffs. And I mean, if I just see my boys stay healthy. That's what it comes down to, really. I mean, last year I got AJ Green that went down, and I believe I had another asset that went down as well. And coupled with Tom Brady playing against the Denver Broncos in my playoff loss, and it didn't pan out. So basically, yes, I got to stay healthy and hope for a better fortune. I feel pretty good. I made a couple additions. I like Ed Dixon, just a waiver wire pickup, and he's had a couple of big games for me with
Olsen.
Jason Witten there. Sorry, he's been struggling up late, got off to a hot start. So hoping I find a little peace and a little bit of depth I can add to my squad. So hoping not for deja vu, but yes, it does feel really right, and it's going to be 6-0 tomorrow. Just to clarify there.
And there's going to be what?
6-0 tomorrow. 6-0.
Well, here's I just finished interviewing with Kenton, and obviously he's 5-0 as well, and his answer to this question was somewhat, I think, the opposite of where I think I'm going to get from you, but you've never lacked confidence, and I know for a fact that you look ahead at the schedule as far as the possibility of an undefeated season goes. Tell me predict how this season's going to play out, including the playoffs. Just tell me.
Oh, well, I looked at the schedule, actually. I was just looking the other day, and I have a dangerous bye week, week 9. I mean, my quarterback, Glennon, getting the boot there in Chicago. I mean, I'm out of quarterback right now. I'm hoping McCown gets murdered for the Jets there because I picked up Bryce Petty lately. But week 9 is highlighted in my schedule. I'm not too worried about anything else. I think I should pretty much take care of every other game I have. But week 9, I got Brady, I got Bell, I got Brown, all on a bye. So it's going to be tough. Unfortunately, I'm playing against Pollock, so that's definitely a blessing. So I feel I'm going to go undefeated this season. I think I can take care of Pollock without a quarterback. If that so happens, and then come playoff time, I mean, there's two teams I'm really looking at. I mean, Tupper, I believe, should have Zeke back by then. I'm guessing 6 weeks in and around there. We'll see.
Yeah.
And then Kenton has a pretty solid squad as well. I mean, if I'm healthy, I take my team over any team in the league. I feel pretty comfortable with that. So, yeah, I mean, it comes down to staying healthy, just like in every single fantasy. It's still young in the season. There's still a lot that can happen. I cringe every single time I watch Le'Veon Bell carry the ball. I'm serious about that. You never know when that injury can come. He's had a little bit of a history and stuff. So I was, hoping I could reach out to my buddy Mike Tomlin there and see if there's any chance he can kind of sit him down till, come fantasy playoff time. But I haven't been able to get a hold of him. I'm efforting, if you will.
There you go. Your people are efforting. His people.
Yeah, I don't got much time to be, talking to Mike Tomlin and stuff like that, so I got people for that. Yeah, you bet.
What is the biggest need, if any, of your squad in your pursuit of your first ring? Are there any talks happening? I don't expect you to give me any, trade secrets or anything, but is there anything in the works? Are you working on things? Are you even thinking about it? Or are you just praying for health and going to ride this wave?
Well, I was content that I wasn't going to do anything in the off season. I was happy with my squad. I literally didn't do anything in the off season and didn't really attempt to. I recall a couple of days ago, or maybe a week ago. I'll be open about it. I made I feel like I could just use a little bit more depth. So whether it be a running back or a wide receiver, I feel pretty comfortable with my tight ends right now. So I believe I talked to one GM by the name of Kev regarding a Stephon Diggs, and it didn't really pan out. I think he's confused about his actual talent of his squad. I offered him a couple draft picks from the 2019 draft, and he declined, saying it's a little bit too far down the road. To which I kind of replied that your window is it hasn't even opened yet. Like the house hasn't even built, so he doesn't even have a window right now. So, yeah, there's no window. So I figured I thought it's a really great offer I made him, but he didn't feel the same way. We exchanged some pleasantries and we parted ways. But yeah, I'm looking for a running back, an RB / wide receiver for that flex slot right there. That would be nice. And give me a little bit of depth. And I like the way James is playing. James White's he's been good for me. 15 catches for 17 yards type deal. But
yeah.
I'm always looking for depth.
Give me you've already revealed your biggest threats. Give me your dark horse. Have you looked around the league and thought, geez, this guy I think is not doing as well as he's going to be come December? Do you see any dark horses, or do you think it's going to be one of the big names, one of the big boys that takes it home this year?
There's no dark horses. No, not at all. I mean, last week I had a good game against you. It's funny because I was beating my like 80 points at one point last week, and I kind of just shut down the good old CPU and went on my way. And then until I believe Powers said something on the group chat about the score, I was just like, he mentioned that I am Reggie laugh score, and I thought, oh shit, did I beat it by 100 or something? And then I fucking went back and looked at the 1.5 game. I had no clue. I like I said, hadn't even checked the score for hours. So,
no dark horse.
I missed out on some excitement, which I like. I always like the excitement. That would have been a nice, exciting afternoon to watch that unfold, but I kind of missed out on it just because I'm, maybe some can say overconfidence, others can just say, I fucking thought it was over. Pardon my language there.
Mm-hmm. It's all good. Kids are in the other room. They're playing princesses. They don't even know what's going on. They're in their own world over there.
Yeah, so no, in short answers, you got a fairly good squad. I see that trade you made today. I figure, you get yourself a late first rounder, probably 15th overall, and you get yourself Kirk Cousins, who's, he's been fantastic, and I think that's a good deal for you. And it's a good deal for Kenton also. I mean, Drew Brees is he's a fantasy stud and stuff like that. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it helps both you guys out. And Kenton's squad looks strong. I'm not gonna dibble around that. He has a strong squad.
He does. I agree. I think that it's going to be hard for anyone not in that, anyone not in the top 4 or 5 teams to come out on top, because there's definitely talent gaps. There's definitely bridges between tiers of the league. But
I've got a question for you. You say 4 or 5 teams. Shoot, who are they? Who do we got?
Well, I'm gonna throw myself in there, and I'm also gonna throw in. I'm also gonna throw in Hammer.
Hammer.
Yeah, I think Hammer's got a shot.
In the top tier?
Not in the top tier. When you watch the podcast, you'll see the tiers. I've done my updated power rankings, but I've got you and Kenton in a tier on your own, and then I've got myself, Lotto, and Hammer in second tier. That's where I see things happening. Lotto fell a bit for me. Zeke's gone down. Cooper's been dog trash. So he's come back to earth a little bit, but I don't see
even know one player on Hammer's
team. The next Antonio Brown.
Oh yeah, John Brown. That's right. anyways, I'm not here to knock on Hammer.
You can if you want to. That's communications.
I already have. I made that very clear that he's in tier 4 or 5 or out of tiers 4 or 5. So, anyways,
win or lose, are you going to, or do you plan ahead?
Am I going to what? Sorry.
Win or lose, are you going to blow things up this offseason? Do you figure? Say you win a ring. Are you going to be like, okay, I've got my ring now, so now I'm going to just see if I can get a bunch of draft picks? Or are you just going to sort of just hang on to guys and just see if you can do it again? Or if you lose, are you going to be like, screw this, I'm going to change things? Because are you going to blow it up, or are you just going to chill?
No, I mean, I feel that I don't think there's any need to blow it up. I mean, I got Garoppolo. We'll see what happens with him. That's going to be very interesting to see what happens there with Garoppolo. But I mean, I got AJ Green and Antonio Brown still in the prime of their careers. Le'Veon Bell still early in the prime of his career. So those are my three. Those are 3 studs right there that are in the prime of their career. And I have Jimmy Garoppolo, who hopefully turns into what everybody's saying he's going to turn into. And so that gives me a big 4 for the next 4 or 5 years to come. Yeah. Can I add some window dressing on that and stuff like that? Of course, I'll always keep my options. As per usual, I'm draft pick challenged. I still do have a 2019 first, second, third, fourth available if anybody's interested. Some of those teams that are 15 to 20 years out. I'm just letting you know that I'm definitely willing to talk this year.
Right on, buddy. Okay, man, that's all I got for you.
All right, buddy. Take care, man.
Communications. Good to hear your voice again, bro.
Yeah, you too, buddy. Peace.
Take it easy. Okay, boys. That's it. 43. I should just stop promising it's going to be shorter.